Hello everybody and welcome to DRL TV. I'm your host James Pandolfs. Joining me in the booth tonight is Zach Westain. How are you doing tonight, Zach?
I'm good. How's it going for you?
Doing pretty good. Getting ready for some dirt racing in the Dynasty Racing League Truck Series here at Eldora. Currently underway with qualifying. 3.5 minutes to go in the qualifying. Currently taking a look at Dustin Jones in the 39 truck as he's completing his qualifying effort, currently 8th with a 19.989. We'll see if he'll be able to improve it. He got a little wiggly out of 4. I don't think he'll be able to do so. And he does not, so currently 9th. We'll see where he'll end up at the end of this qualifying. Let's see who else we can find on the racetrack.
Yeah, so far Cody Barber 2/10 better than everybody else on the track so far. At least 2/10 better.
Taking a look around the racetrack, we see Adam Purcell in the 58. He hit the wall past the start finish line. This lap's not going to count. Remember, if you get any type of incident point during qualifying, iRacing voids your time, so he'll have to go for lap number 2 and see if he'll be able to set a lap time. I'm sure there's many drivers that won't be able to set one. Eldora is very tricky, and these guys only compete once a year on the dirt track.
Yeah, I know if I was racing Eldora right now, I'd be hitting the wall about every turn. Eldora is very tricky.
As you go on board with Adam Purcell, you can see how he's working that steering wheel, moving forward to the start finish line. And he sets a 19.97, good enough for 9th at this moment. Brent Kincott on the racetrack, currently 15th. Let's see if he'll be able to improve his lap time. The one key here to Eldora is throttle control. You're never really going to be on the gas full throttle. You really got to work that throttle through the corners, get that truck to turn and get pointed. As we see Brent complete his lap, 20.231 for him. Cody Barber currently the fastest on the track with a minute to go. I'm not sure if we have any other drivers on the track to qualify.
Yeah, I don't see anybody out qualifying right now, and it seems like maybe the bottom 4 drivers without a time maybe touched the wall or something.
I believe that is correct. So Cody Barber is the fastest in the qualifying session. Now, for those of you who didn't watch Eldora last year, this qualifying session is just to set up the heat race starting lineups. We're going to have a couple heat races, and the finishing order in those heat races will determine the starting lineup for the main event itself, which is 75 laps long tonight.
Yeah, which makes qualifying very important because only 10 laps in these heat races, so you really need to qualify as high as you can so you don't have to pass anybody.
Absolutely, and we'll see who's in the heat once this timer stops. Cody Barber will be the pole sitter for heat number 1 as they will begin the grid. 12 drivers in this first heat race. Let's see if we can get a starting lineup for this one. We have Cody Barber, Dakota Wilkins. I don't believe the ATVO is up to date with the qualifying order. We'll have to wait until the main event.
I don't have an order either. Oh wait, I do. I see the people in the field right now.
Yes, ATVO's starting grid is not correct with the current heat. We'll have to wait until the main event to get the official starting grid. But in this heat, we'll have Cody Barber. Let's see if we can get a good view of that. Cody Barber will start first. Adam Freary starting alongside him in second. Cody Gasket in the 27 will start third alongside him. Patrick Cowgill in the 31. Adam Purcell in the 58 starts 5th. Alongside him is Roy Grande in that 33 truck. Cyrus Jackson 7th, Brent Kingcott alongside him in 8th. 9th goes to Rod Fosner in the 10. David Lindahl rounds out the top 10 in the 88 truck. Starting 11th will be the 1 truck of Jeremy Hebel, and alongside him the 02 of Josh Mayu. That is your competitors in heat number 1, as these guys will get going here shortly.
See who can get the best jump on the start from the front row. Like you said, it was 10 laps, so it's going to be very important for whoever gets the best jump off the front row, as they might be able to pull away and win this first heat.
We might have a time to interview Cody Barber. Let's see what he has to say in regards to tonight. Let's see if we can pull him in here. Hey, Cody Barber, this is the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, starting on pole for heat number 1, these heat races will determine your starting order going into the main event, which will be 75 laps long. Walk us through how you get around Eldora so smoothly and quickly.
It's just trying to find the tacky spot. You want to try to be up against the wall at the beginning of the race where the moisture is. Really working the throttle is going to be key. And obviously navigating flat traffic when it comes around. So we're going to drive as careful as we can and safe as we can, try to be there at the end.
Alrighty, man. Well, these pace laps are very quick, so we're going to let you go here. Good luck out there, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Good luck, Cody.
And that was the 28 of Cody Barber, as we're going to get ready to go green flag racing here. 10 laps are the heat races, and the consolation race will be 15 laps. Everyone who competes tonight will be in the main event. This is all for starting order. As the green flag is out, Cody Barber down and away. We see Adam 3 on pit lane already. Not good for him. As we see contact in the back already, that's the 33. Roy Grande and 4, Brent Kingcott, but they're able to keep it straight. As you see Brent Kingcott all in the wall early on, as we have first lap going for Cody Gasket.
The yellow flag is out.
On the 27, he was able to get around Cody Barber for the lead. The caution is out.
Jeremy Hebel and I'm not sure the other truck in that, David Lindahl.
Take a look at that. You see that early contact with the 33 and 4. We're going to stay on board with the 1 of Jeremy Hebel as they go down into 23. And you see David Lindahl was coming more towards the middle of the track as Jeremy Hebel was coming up, and that caused a collision and brought out our yellow.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate for Roy Grande, who just got just nowhere to go when they spun in front of him. So a little bit of damage, but I don't think it's too much.
Yeah, one good thing about Eldora is these guys are going pretty slow, and chances of you totaling your truck isn't as high as, say, a track like Michigan. So these guys will more than likely be able to continue if they were to get in the wall or get wrecked at some point.
Yeah, you're definitely right. You mentioned the throttle control, and you're just not going very fast into these turns and out of these turns because just lack of grip because you're on dirt. So yeah, luckily for Roy, he's not going to have too much damage, and hopefully he can keep going.
As the guys double file up, we're going to have 5 laps to go in heat number 1. Pace truck ducks off.
Green, green,
Cody
green.
Gasket brings him to the line.
A start for Cody.
Yeah, Cody Gasket is a race start. As Cody Barber ends up in the wall, he's going to lose a few positions. That's not what he wants to see.
Yeah, I apologize. Cody Barber, I didn't realize there were 2 Codys.
We're going to see if we can go on board with the 85 beside here's Jackson for a lap and see what he's going through. As he's currently in the 5th position, just outside 4th Cody Barber. He's going to go to the inside of him, try to make something work. You have that sun coming through turns 3 and 4. That might be an issue for the later heats as the sun continues to go down. You can see him really working that steering wheel, and you can hear him on and off the throttle as well. A little kiss of the wall right there for the 85 on the side here's Jackson.
Got 58 Adam Purcell on the wall a little bit there.
Yeah, Adam Purcell coming up in 2nd. But right now it's all Cody Gasket. About a 2nd is now his advantage as we're coming to the white flag for heat number 1.
Going to be able to pull it off. Oh, no, never mind. So, yep, that's end of the race. Mentioned earlier, whoever could get the best start off that initial start is going to put themselves in a good position, and Cody Gasket was able to do that for himself.
Yep, Cody Gasket going to be starting in the 1st position when it comes to the main event, as we're going to be lining up for heat number 2. Let's see if we can pull in the 27th Cody Gasket. Hey Cody, this is the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
I do.
Well, you come home with the win in heat number 1. That's going to start you in 1st for the main event coming up in a little bit. Walk us through your race. You started in 3rd. You managed to get the lead early on, and that first caution came out, and then you managed to stay out in front and gap the field by quite a ways, finishing over a 2nd to 2nd.
Yeah, I was just trying to hit my marks. It's one of those tracks where you have to hit your marks every lap. And luckily I was able to do that. Hopefully I can do it in the next.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to seeing what you can do come the main event time, as heat number 2 is about to get underway. We're going to let you go here and get ready for the main event coming up shortly.
Thank you.
As we have Dakota Wilkins will be starting 1st in this 2nd heat, alongside him the 6th Corey Sherman. 3rd will be the 8 of Ted Emmenheiser, alongside him David Wright in 42. Dustin Jones rounds out the top 5. 6th goes to Craig Myers. 7th Jim Westerfield, Daniel Holloway 8th. Austin Collins and Jarrett Rogers teammates make up the 9th and 10th spots. And then 11th and 12th goes to Steven Sims and Dominic Mangione. As the pace truck gets ready to duck off, Dakota Wilkins bringing them to the line. And heat number 2 is underway. Great side-by-side battle for the lead. Looks like Sherman's going to have that advantage, but he might not be able to hold it, as Dakota Wilkins is going to use the short side of the track. Contact, Corey Sherman, Ted Emmenheiser, David Wright, all in the wall. And that might bring out a caution, as Corey Sherman is going on his lid. He's going to land upright though. He should be able to continue. I don't see any smoke coming out from his machine.
That was just an unfortunate stack up for everybody there. I wasn't there for the wreck. We did have a separate altercation on the track on the backstretch. Luckily, they were able to straighten it out.
We're going to watch this replay. Side of the green, you see that Corey Sherman had a huge run going out into turn number 2. Kind of lost momentum when he hit that outside wall. That gave Dakota Wilkins the opportunity. And then you see Ted Emmenheiser coming to your screen, sliding through turn 3 and 4. Ends up touching the 6th Corey Sherman, and that collects David Wright. And eventually Corey Sherman would end up on his side. Luckily landing on all 4 wheels, he should be okay. Let's take a look. Looks like his RPMs are normal. He just has a bit of nose damage. You can see the 42 right in front of him also has significant damage to his truck.
We'll see what kind of jump Dakota Wilkins can get here on the restart. He struggled a little bit last time, but he was able to keep the lead. We'll see if he can get that truck going straight a little bit better this time. With 5 laps to go, this is going to be an interesting battle, James, as you know, these guys are going to want to win this race, get the best starting position they can in the final race, and nobody's going to give up an inch here.
A truck is off. Dakota Wilkins brings him to the line. A little bobble there by the 44, but Emmenizer did the same thing. That's going to open the door for the 25 and Craig Myers. He can try to get up and underneath. Two drivers as a little crossover move. Meyer got loose. Top 3 single file out.
Front stretch. Dominique Monique, and who else is in this? Austin Collins.
And it looks like heavy damage to the 66. We'll see if we can see that one more time, see what happened here. It looked like 3 or 4 trucks were involved in this one. Looks like 66 and 42 make contact. The 98 had nowhere to go. And that's what brought out our second caution. And you can see the 66 is smoking, so he's done for his heat race. But as stated, everyone will be making the main event. So 66 night's not over just yet.
That everybody gets a chance. Even if they get wrecked out in one of these heat races, it's good to see that they at least get a chance in that final race. Although they will be starting in the back, at least they get a chance to race in it.
And we do have green white checkered attempts in the heat races, so we'll be on attempt number 1. Front row is Dakota Wilkins, Ted Emmenizer, Craig Meyer, and Dustin Jones make up the row behind them.
That has shown some good speed on that outside if you can just get a good jump here on the restart.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out. Wilkins with a great restart as well as Craig Meyer. We'll see if Meyer is able to make a stick to the inside of the truck. Almost 3 wide behind him as the 45 Sims makes contact. Everyone's able to keep it straight if they get to the line. Heat number 2 will finish on the green. And they do. Dakota Wilkins, Ted Emmenizer, Craig Meyer make up the top 3. Steven Sims spun out in the back, but we're going to finish this one. Missed the race. We'll see who wins heat number 2. Ted Emmenizer dives it in, but it's not going to be quite enough. Dakota Wilkins will come home your winner in heat number 2.
Great battle there to finish that race. So I don't know if the track will be, or if the track was the same between the first 2 heats, but it does seem that Dakota Wilkins in that second heat was able to run a little bit faster lap times than our race 1 winner, I believe. If we look at lap times, yeah. So Dakota Wilkins was able to run a 19.3, and Cody Gasket in that first race was running a 19.4 pretty consistently.
And we have 24 drivers who entered tonight's race, 12 drivers per heat. The heat races are over. We are under a quick warm-up session for the main event that will be coming to you in a minute's time. Let's see if we can pull in Dakota Wilkins for a quick interview. Hey, Dakota Wilkins, this is the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you started first for heat number 2, and you come home winning the second heat, putting you on the outside row for this main event coming up in less than a minute's time. How do you feel going into tonight's 75-lap main event?
I feel pretty confident. My biggest thing is just, gotta keep the truck clean, stay out of trouble, and I've been having back issues the past couple of days, so hopefully my back holds up for the entire race and I can finish it.
Absolutely, it's going to be a long, hot one as you're really working up on that wheel and the throttle throughout tonight's race. Zach, do you have anything for Dakota before we let him go as we're about to get going and gridding?
So Dakota, were you able to watch that first heat race, and Cody Gasket won that one? Were you able to see how he races and maybe use that to try to beat him in this final race?
Early on, I definitely learned something, but as track changes and all that stuff, it's gonna be a new learning thing because it's gonna get dry and screws are gonna change to that. So early on, I'll take what I learned from the first race, but after that, it's just all depends on how the track changes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Dakota, as we're gridding up, good luck out there. Hopefully we talk to you at the end of this one.
I think yes.
So just a heads up to everyone watching the broadcast, the hurricane has hit my state and is affecting me slightly. The lights just flickered, so if the broadcast should go out randomly, it is because I have lost power. I'm hoping to be able to bring you the full coverage of tonight's race. Let's see if we can get the starting grid if ATVO is correct. Don't believe ATVO is going to cooperate. Let's see if we can go back. Cody Barber starting first, Dakota Wilkins second. That is correct to row number 1, but it looks like ATVO is not correct with the rest of the starting grid. My apologies on that one. With the heat racing, it kind of affects ATVO, and it doesn't show all the proper statistics. But we have Cody Gasket, Dakota Wilkins, Adam Purcell, Ted Emmenheiser, Patrick Cowgill making up the top 5 in tonight's event. Alongside him, Craig Meyer in the 25, Cody Barber, Dustin Jones, Thaddeus Jackson, David Wright, Roy Grande, Jim Westerfield, David Lindahl in the 88, alongside him is Austin Collins in the 98, behind them Brent Kingcott, Corey Sherman, Rod Fosna, and Steven Sims, teammates behind Brent Kingcott. And then making up the last couple rows, you have Jeremy Hebel, Jerry Rogers, Dominic Mangione, Adam Faria, and the 02 Josh Mayu as we are underway here. You see Daniel Holloway in the pits to start. That's not good for him as he will go a couple laps down. The battle for the lead is on. 27 Cody Gasket, 58 of Adam Purcell. As they begin the gap the field a little bit.
Ooh, we got 3 wide racing back in the pack.
try to spot that. We go back deep in the field. We see Austin Collins really working that low inside line. Greg Kincaid in the middle. Ted Emenhausen runs the high line as we're battling it out for the 15th position. So far, so good. These guys able to keep it clean for the first couple laps. There's Jackson trying to pull a slide job on the 33 Roy Grande, not quite able to make it work. A little bit of a stack up happening in the back half of the pack. Everyone able to keep it straight.
The yellow flag is out.
The caution is out early. It looks like the 33 and the 8.
Mentioned how it was going to be interesting if they got to the back of the pack and started lapping trucks, but just as I was about to say that, caution came out.
Going down into number 3 Roy Grande, we're on board with. You see Ted Emenhausen slide all the way up the racetrack. He's coming back down. Cyrus Jackson ends up clipping him, and Roy Grande nowhere to go.
I think that's 2 heats in a row that Roy just has gotten involved into a wreck that he just had nowhere to go.
It's one of those things that'll happen, but it looks like he doesn't have a whole lot of damage as we get a closer look. We do see right front, but I don't believe he has anything wrong with his engine. I don't think we'll see people pit tonight. They do have additional 2 sets of tires if they do decide to, but I think the pace laps are just so short that no one's going to really want to risk going a lap down.
Yeah, also track position is just very key, and I think keeping track position over getting fresher tires at this track just helps you a lot more. I was surprised to see Dakota Wilkins kind of stuck behind Adam Purcell in that last run there. I thought Dakota would be able to make work of him for second and maybe try to go after Cody Gasket for the lead, but Adam Purcell holding his own so far.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back out, big wiggle there about 58 of Purcell. That opens the door for Cody Gasket. Patrick Howard runs for 31. He's going to look to the outside for second. Taps the wall, doesn't get quite the run he wanted. He's going to settle for third as Dakota Wilkins is behind him fourth. Behind them you see Austin Collins in the 98 really working that high line as he's trying to get to the outside of the 85 inside the Jackson. That is for the battle for the 9th. David Eldora going to try to crack the top 10. As you see, Jim Westerfield in 35 got extremely loose. He might lose position. David Eldora on the wall. And a wreck in front of them involving Dustin Jones.
The yellow flag is out.
2 separate incidences on that one corner. Let's see if we can take a look going from the sharp finish line down into turn number 1. You see Lindahl slide up into the 98. Then the 29 makes contact with the 39. And that brought out our yellow flag.
I think we're seeing kind of the same thing where, you know, the guy on the inside is trying to be aggressive and he accidentally slides up into the guy on the top. It's very easy to slide up in these trucks here with not a lot of grip. So, you know, hopefully it doesn't continue to happen. Hopefully we can get a little bit of a green flag run here going.
Absolutely. This is a very challenging track. Not a lot of these drivers even compete on dirt. This is their once a year type of deal for them coming to Eldora. And tonight's going to be very interesting. If we get a driver to win who has no wins on this season, it's going to greatly shake up the playoff picture as we're getting closer to the playoffs. for the 2020 season.
Yeah, I think that's what dirt and road courses really add to these series. You know, you get people who on ovals are all right, but better at a road course or dirt. You give them a better chance to win a race and go fight for a championship in the playoffs.
Green flag, green flag.
Here comes Dakota Wilkins for that second spot. Not going to be able to get to his outside just yet. See if he can't pull up to Adam Purcell here. Oh, gets into the wall.
3 wide for second.
Get
The yellow flag is out.
another caution.
And the
Let's see
caution
who that
looks
is.
like the back of the field.
We're seeing some smoke from Ted Emenizer's truck.
Oh yeah, in the middle of the pack, Jeremy Hill, Corey Sherman got involved. Ammonizer, Holland, and Dalton are really going that way. So taking a look at the current standings, Cody Gasket, if he were to win tonight, he's outside the playoffs looking in with no wins on the year. If he were to win tonight, that would put him into the playoffs, making 10 different winners this season alone. That would leave 2 spots reserved for points only. That's just how much a win by a driver will shake up these standings.
Yeah, he's been able to get some top 10s on the season with a top 5. But yeah, it would help him greatly to pull off the win here at Eldora. Also, you mentioned not having one of the season. You have Patrick Cowgill in the 6th position in the standings. Is currently 2nd. A win would help him a lot too.
Yeah, again, going on the standings, without his win, Patrick Cowgill is currently 12th, 1 point above the cutoff line if the season were to end before tonight. So that win would definitely take a lot of weight off of his shoulders as the green flag is back out for Cody Gasket.
Comes Dakota Wilkins on the outside of Patrick Cowgill. Heard some contact in the back of the field, but they're able to keep it going. Probably just beating and banging.
Everyone looks to be straight as Wilkins able to make that pass on Cowgill for second.
Yeah, he said he wouldn't necessarily know how much he would have for Cody Gasket, so we're going to see truly what he has here.
Yeah, about a half second is the gap as you see hitting the wall a little bit is the 44 Wilkins. That's all right, not going to affect his sharp aerodynamics. Is not important here at Eldora. As you see, 42, David Wright sends it in, making contact with the 30.
Yellow flag is
And
out.
the caution is out. Let's see if you can see where on the racetrack that is.
We got a slow truck, Adam Faree, right now. See, I don't know if he was a part of that or not.
Yeah, looks like Brent Peacock got up into him as the 29 was bouncing off the outside wall, sends him around for a caution. Well, one thing's for sure, tempers will be flaring after this one.
Oh yeah, I mean, I haven't seen all the contact, but I've definitely heard of a lot of contact going on in the back in the middle of the field. So, you know, these guys are going to be back on oval next week, and some of these rivalries could go on to Michigan next week.
Absolutely, Michigan.
Try to learn how to say rivalry.
Michigan next week. Then we go to the Watkins Glen road course on August 18th. And then to finish off the month of August, we'll be at Gateway for 150 laps.
The trucks are at Watkins Glen?
Yes, sir. August 18th, 41 laps.
That'll be very fun to watch. As I really like Watkins Glen as a driver and a spectator, so looking forward to these guys racing there.
And as you mentioned, these specialty races, dirt race, road course races, giving the opportunity for different people to win. We have 2 more road courses before the playoffs. That is Watkins Glen, as we mentioned, and we also have the Canadian Tire, the second to last race of the season.
Ooh, Adam Purcell just sent it in there on the inside and take that second position.
He might be able to make it work. He's battling Wilkins. Into turn number 3, he'll try the slide job. I don't think he's going to have it as Wilkins holds the crossover on him. Wilkins able to hold it as we have the 25 to 28 make contact. That's going to be a caution involving Cody Barber this time.
Cody Barber just got loose and came down into a truck. Coming to the 30th lap under caution, 75 lap race, so enough time left for these guys still to race it out. That outside on these restarts has proven to work for Cody Gasket. He's able to just build up a gap on everybody on the restart. Looks like maybe it has a little bit more grip than the inside on these restarts.
As we're approaching the halfway point, Cody Gasket is still dominating the race so far. Pace truck getting ready to duck off. We'll be going racing once again. One thing to note, David Wright is up inside the top 5 on that outside lane. He gets a great restart.
Cody Gasket's struggling on that outside.
Yeah, that's going to open the door for Wilkins. Wilkins going to have it. Going to pull the slide job on him. See if it sticks as David Wright bullying his way through there and take the third away as he makes contact with Patrick Cowgill. More wrecking behind him. Big wreck. Cowgill on his side. Cody Barber involved. The 33 of Roy Grande and the 42 of David Wright. Let's see if we can see that.
Unfortunately for Cowgill, that's going to be the end of his race.
As they go
He had to reset the truck, so we'll see. Go ahead, sorry.
Going through turn 3. See, David Wright got loose coming on exit. Patrick Cowgill got under him. That blew David Wright's engine. 31's engine was gone as well as the 33's. You heard 3 engines pop right there.
Calgo was a part of that, one of the people we were talking about who could use a win to help solidify him in the playoffs. Unfortunate for him is he had to reset his truck, so he might be able to get back out and just, run a few laps just for position, but he's not going to be able to win this one. Also, Dakota Wilkins in first, looking to extend his points lead as he's barely over Austin Collins right now.
Yeah, Dakota Wilkins, one of the few drivers with multiple wins this season. He's definitely a sure lock into the playoffs. Behind him in second is Adam Purcell. Purcell pretty good on the point situation. A win would definitely lock him in. Right now he's going in on the points as he is still winless this season. As pace truck ducks off, green flag is back out.
Also, don't count out Cody Gasket. He looks like he's going to be able to race back up here for the lead, maybe.
Yep, taking third away from Sidarius Jackson is the 27 of Cody Gasket. He's working that high line pretty well as Purcell. He has something for the 44 as he's going to try to complete the slide job. I don't think he's going to have enough. We'll see if he'll be able to do something in turn number 3.
Yeah, he's really going to try to get this lead because if he doesn't, he might lose second as well. So close. He's just not able to pull out ahead yet.
Yeah, Dakota Wilkins gets an amazing run using that high line. If the 58 can close the door on him, he might be able to stop his momentum. It looks like he will. New leader out of Purcell. Lap number 40 of 75.
Wow, and he's pulling away too.
As the stack up begins, back for second. Dakota Wilkins, Cody Gasket, Craig Myers, Sidarius Jackson, Steven Sims, and the one Jeremy Hubel are all under a bunker.
Yeah, 25 to Craig Meyer. We haven't talked really much about him, but he's up in that fourth spot right now.
Yeah,
Sidarius Jackson in fifth.
Doing a great job here. So it's Adam Purcell now a second in front of Dakota Wilkins.
Oh, we got wrecking. Looks like we got a truck on their roof, or at least they were.
Jeremy Hebel's around. It looks like 45 of Steven Sims and the one of Jeremy Hebel collided. That put the one on his side. He landed back on his feet. Not sure if he'll be able to continue rolling or not. It looks like he will.
Purcell did not want to see that caution right there.
So let's see if we can go on board with Steven Sims. You see all the dirt and debris flying up as these guys hit the corners. This is going down into turn number 3. Jeremy Hebel to his inside. As Hebel came up, Steven Sims hooked him, and that sent the one for a ride.
This caution gives Cody Gasket a shot for third place right now to maybe go take his lead back that he had so early in this race.
Crossing the line, we'll have 30 laps to go at Eldora. Adam Purcell and Cody Gasket both looking for their first wins of the season. A win would lock them into the playoffs. Craig Myers, Sidarius Jackson are also winless. However, A win would not lock them into the playoffs. They do not meet the 80% participation requirements. That would lock them in. And then you have last week's winner, Steven Sims, making up the 6th position alongside Sidarius Jackson. Pace truck is off.
Green, green,
Green
green.
flag is out.
I was surprised to see Adam take that inside, as it's been taken off kind of slowly, but he was able to make it work.
Did a great job making it work, as Cody Gasket is going to try to get around the 44. Gasket can get around him, I think he'll have a good shot at the 58. Struggling a little bit as Dakota Wilkins wasn't able to stay out in front of him.
Yeah, Adam Purcell, this run is not running that high line. He's running that middle line. Kind of, surprised, because that high line's been really fast this entire race. That's helping Dakota Wilkins get to him.
Cluster in the back of the pack happening. 98 of Collins, David Lingo. The one of Evil was involved in that last wreck, and the 35 and Jim Westfield are all battling it out for the 10th position. But we go back up to the lead. 50 laps are complete. It's a 3-truck race at the moment.
Adam Purcell saw Dakota Wilkins was coming up on him quick, so he took that high line back.
No contact there, the 25, the 29, and the 02. Well, that's going to be a caution. See if we can watch that from on board the 02 of Josh Mayhew. Off for turn number 4, the 29 extremely sideways clips the 25 Craig Meyer, and the 02 got a bit of contact. It was on the back half of the truck though. We should be okay.
So James, it'll be interesting to see what line Adam chooses. What line do you think he should choose? Do you think he should stick with the inside that worked for him, or do you think the outside that's been working the whole race he should choose?
If the 58's able to time his restarts well and get out in front of the guy who's outside, I think the inside line will be fine. But if he's questioning himself and the ability to use that inside line, I think the safe bet would be using the outside line. That seems to be working for him. We saw those last couple laps.
Yeah, I agree. Cody Gasket, when he was leading earlier, was able to get a really good jump on that outside, as it looks like he has chosen that outside. So, a very popular lane on these restarts.
Steven Sims has moved up to the 4th position. And Josh Mayhew, I know we just mentioned him because of that incident, but he's now up inside the top 10.
Yeah, we
started all the way back in 23rd and currently up to 6th.
Yeah, half of our top 10 started outside of the top 10.
Green flag.
Purcell had a fantastic jump on that restart and all the way out in front. And with 3 wide for second, Cody Gasket all the way down to that inside. Steven Sims able to get around the 44 for Cody Wilkins for second.
Yeah, after last week at Rockingham, Steven Sims looking to make it 2 in a row. Regardless if Steven Sims wins or not, though, probably finishing the top 5 after starting this race 20th that'll definitely be an impressive run, regardless. Adam Purcell making some mistakes here. Cody Gasket fighting for that third spot on the inside, not going to be able to get it.
Sims doing the best he can. We're going to have 15 laps to go.
Yeah, these top three are really getting into the wall here, trying to get every inch of that outside line as they can. Steven Sims giving him a run for his money here. And Purcell on the wall. Question is, if Steven Sims does get to his inside, will he be able to make that pass, or will he dive bomb for it?
Little blinking issue going on with Steven Sims as they worked around the lap of traffic. Rod Posner getting out of his way. Steven Sims gonna have to try again. Keep an eye on that blinking issue. Hopefully he won't throughput with almost 10 laps to go.
Yeah, I just think that if he can't make it happen here soon, Steven Sims is gonna look for the dive bomb. Hopefully not wreck Adam Purcell, but just be able to clear him in time to block him.
Speaking of clearing, Cody Gasket able to clear the 44. Dakota Wilkins to take third away.
Oh, and he's going around. Nice save by Cody there. That is the one thing about dirt. You might spin yourself out a little bit, but you know, it being on dirt, you're able to save it a little bit easier.
I can only imagine what's going through Adam Purcell's mind right now as we're closing in to the finish. Steven Sims, one of the toughest drivers in the Truck Series, looking to steal a win away from Purcell.
Yeah, Purcell doing a good job of just not making too many mistakes and holding off Steven so far. Six to go this time by. Top three's kind of run away from Cody Gasket now as it's just a 3-truck battle here.
Coming up on a lap truck, that's the 26 truck of Daniel Holloway. We'll see what Holloway does as these guys coming to 5 to go after the start finish line. Almost got in.
With the dive bomb.
Wilkins able to get around, and that might be all that the 58 of Adam Purcell needs, as that gap is over half a second now. The last thing Adam Purcell wants right now is a caution.
Absolutely not.
Coming to 4 laps to go. Not only will this win lock the 58 into the playoffs, this will be his first ever Dynasty Racing League win of his career if he's able to hold on for what will be 3 more laps to go. Wilkins,
He's sweating right
closing
now.
in.
He gets to his inside. He's going to dive bomb him. Oh, and Adam Purcell almost spins out, making a mistake.
2 laps to go.
That's so unfortunate. He's going to dive bomb back, but going to make it stick.
It's not over.
It is definitely not over.
Anything can happen. We're coming to the white flag.
Oh.
White flag for Dakota Wilkins. And Dakota Wilkins will come home victorious. Second
Yeah,
will
that
go
was-
to Adam Purcell. Third, Cody Gasket.
Great job, just pressuring the 58 of Adam Purcell by Dakota there. He dive bombed him there, but he was just forcing Adam Purcell into his own mistake. That was a nice little run there to end the race after having all those cautions. Good job by these guys getting it together and giving us some green flag laps and a green flag finish.
As Wilkins brings it into victory lane, let's see if we can grab him for an interview.
So Darius Jackson.
That is giving him a little congratulations, as well as his teammate Jeremy Hebel. Hey, Dakota Wilkins, this is the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
Sure do.
Well, you started the main event in second. Less than 10 laps to go. You closed about
Sorry about that.
You closed about a second gap and was able to take advantage of the 58's mistake and take the lead and eventually win tonight's race. Walk us through the final 10-15 laps.
Yeah, I saw with, Purcell and Sims battling, I was gaining on them, and I'm not sure if Sims screwed up or if I just had a really good corner, but I was able to slide drive past him and clear him perfectly. So I was like, when that happened, I was like, I got a shot at this. And I was able to run Purcell down, which he drove a hell of a race. And I know he was going to be disappointed for second, but he drove his butt off, and he could have just easily won. So, but with like 2 or 3 to go, I just was close enough where I said, screw it, I'm going to throw it in there, and if it sticks, it sticks. If not, I'm locked in the playoffs. I don't got to worry about it. So, and it stuck, and unfortunately for him, he overdrove one, I think, and that just let me drive away and be perfectly fine with it. So it was fun. I wish we didn't have all the cautions, but overall it was a fun race, and I always love running dirt. So
Yeah, pretty good green flag run to end tonight's event. It's always what we wanted. This is your 3rd win of the season. You are tied with Austin Collins and Steven Sims with 3 wins on the year. All 3 of you trailing Richard Springer, who has 4. As you said, you're locked in the playoffs. This win is just adding to those bonus points you'll receive come playoff time. Going into Michigan next week, what are your thoughts going to the 2-mile super speedway?
yeah, I don't know. Michigan's always been a crapshoot with me. Last year, I think I didn't do the full race because of my heart issues, so hopefully I can avoid that this year. But hopefully we go out there and have a good run and just keep building on the points lead. I know leading the points in the regular season doesn't really mean much because of the playoffs, but it'll be nice to have the playoffs start and say, well, I led the points into the playoffs. So
Absolutely. And Zach, do you have anything for Dakota?
Yeah, I mean, watching you 3 race each other there at the end of the race, almost all of you were tagging the wall at one point. How were you able to keep the truck going straight even though you were tagging the wall to be able to challenge for the lead?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I was lucky, I guess. I was trying my best to stay off the wall, and I've had people in my chat on my stream, giving me tips and pointers, and I was trying to incorporate them. Whether I did or not, I don't know, but I tried, and I was able to carry more speed from when I would hit the wall versus everyone else. So that's was able to play in my advantage, I guess. And yeah, I don't know. I just got lucky I didn't wreck when it hit the wall and stuff.
All right, well, nice one, Dakota.
Thank you.
Before we let you go, Dakota, do you have any shout-outs you'd like to give out?
First, you, JP, for owning this amazing league. I say this every time I get interviewed. Whether it's my stream or the broadcast, if you're not part of the Dynasty Racing League, join. It's a great group of guys, great league, and you'll love it. You guys for doing the broadcast. TVB for doing race control. Yeah, race controls don't always get enough love, so him. My FMS teammates, Jeremy, Craig, Dougie, Jay. Unfortunately, Craig, got caught up in a wreck and blew up, and I think Jeremy rolled over. I don't know what happened with Jeremy. He was in the back all night, so. But those guys, we push each other and get better. Everyone watching on my streams, encourage me and give me tips and pointers. And a special one, I'm not sure if he's still watching, but my little nephew Patrick, he had surgery not too long ago, and he wanted to watch Uncle Day race. So this one's for you, buddy.
That's awesome, Dakota. Well, congrats again on your win. Heck of a race you put on, and we'll see you next week at Michigan.
All right, see you guys.
And let's see if we can pull in Adam Purcell. I'm sure he must be heartbroken. We'll see what he has to say. Hey, Adam Purcell, this is the broadcast booth. You have a coffee?
Yes, I do.
Well, heartbreak to say the least, I'm sure. Closing in on your first win in Dynasty Racing League. Walk us through the final few laps.
To be honest, I can't even tell you. This one hurt bad. I had it, and I don't know what I did, and I'd really want to look back at the replay and see what he was doing and what I wasn't doing, because I felt as though I was running okay. I don't think I was the fastest. I just knew I was just running consistent laps that weren't slow but weren't fast. And Dakota, me and him had just been battling with the top three the whole race. We'd just been going back and forth. After I was able to pass him on the bottom, I thought the bottom was the way to go, and it started slicking off. I looked in my mirror and saw that he was running faster than I was, so I moved up, and I was able to run faster or at the same pace as him. And then all of a sudden he just started catching me at the end of that race. I just couldn't do anything differently. It just seemed like he was able to cook it in, knock it off the wall, and then just get more gas off.
Well, although the win would have locked you into the playoffs, you did have a fantastic points night, and that's going to increase your advantage over the cut line with still 6 races to go in the playoffs. A lot in the regular season. A lot can happen, that's for sure. Going to Michigan next week. What are your thoughts on the 2-miler?
I've had success there at Michigan before. It's just sometimes it's always eluded me to get that top 5 Michigan. I've able to finish good there. It's just there's always small incidents that happen, like running into someone on pit road I've had problems with because of just the accordion effect and stuff like that. But I feel okay going to Michigan. I was able to run faster last time we were there. I was able to run around top 5-ish. So I think I can at least pull out a good finish there.
Absolutely. Zach, do you have anything for Adam?
I don't have a question, but I will say I know you're going to probably beat yourself up a little bit for not winning that race, but to go take the lead, get that clean air, and lead those laps, and for a while there you did have a good gap on the rest of those guys. I just want to good job, man. I mean, that was a great race. Yeah, I definitely think you'll get a win this season and get a win in the league.
Thank you, Zach. Makes me feel a little bit better about giving that one away.
Yeah, man, you'll get it. You'll get it. I just you're too fast not to get a win, you know.
Mhm. Yeah. Thank you.
Adam, do you have any shout-outs you'd like to give out before we let you go?
I think that's it. Just mainly to you guys helping out with the league, especially you, JP, since you're running this whole thing and doing your best too, while you got life going on with it. and I really appreciate that. I think the whole league appreciates you, what you're doing, and how you're helping all of us.
All right, Adam. I know this heartbreak tonight, but celebrate a fantastic finish, and we'll see you next week at Michigan.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good night.
You
You
too.
too.
And lastly, let's see if we can pull in Cody Gasket. We spoke to him earlier. He comes home with a top 3 finish, a great run for him. Hey, Cody Gasket, it's the booth again. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, you had a heck of a night. You started on tonight's pole. You won the first heat, and you come home with the top 3 finish. What more do you think you would have needed to be able to get around the 58 and the 44?
I couldn't really get around them. You know, they're running the wall. Not much you can do when someone's running the wall.
Alrighty. Great points tonight for you. It's going to get you closer to the playoff cut line. We still have 6 races left to go in the regular season. What racetracks are you eyeing before we get to the playoffs?
Probably next week at Michigan. Probably the only one that I might have a chance.
Yeah, Michigan's going to be a great race. Next week, August. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Had a little malfunction on my TVO. Next week at Michigan, August 11th, 80 laps on the 2-mile racetrack. Zach, do you have anything for Cody before we let him go?
Yeah. So can you explain to us what happened there when you did lose the lead? You fell back to 4th or 5th. Can you just explain to us what happened there?
I just got pinched up into the wall. Everybody's trying to fight for the top there. And I didn't have a very good restart.
Okay, well, regardless of that, good race, finishing 3rd. Good luck at Michigan.
Thank you.
Do you have any shout-outs you'd like to give out, Cody, before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Band of Brothers, Dirt Racing, Toxic Paint Shop, my crew chief for tonight, Trey Gropp, my teammate, Ted, and just everybody that watches.
Awesome, man. Congrats on your top 3 finish. A heck of a race you had tonight. Congrats on the heat win. And we'll see you next week at Michigan.
Thank you.
Alright, let's see if we can go through the unofficial results. Not quite sure what happened to ATVO. It's not popping up on the screen anymore. I think ATVO might have froze out. Going through the finishing order, we have Dakota Wilkins winning tonight, Adam Purcell, Cody Gasket, Steven Sims, Josh Mayu rounds out the top 5, Jeremy Hebel 6, Sidarius Jackson, Austin Collins, Dustin Jones, and Jim Westfield. Didn't really mention him tonight. He comes home with a 10th place finish. Cody Barber 11th, David Lindahl 12th, Adam Free 13th, Daniel Holloway, 14th, Rod Fosnar 15th, Craig Myers 16th, Dominic Mangione comes home 17th, 18th goes to Corey Sherman, Patrick Cowgill 19th, 42 David Wright comes home 20th, Roy Grande 21st, Brent Kincott 22nd, Ted Emenheiser 23rd, and Jarrett Rogers rounds out the field in 24th. Wish ATVO was working, but next week the Dynasty Racing League Truck Series will be at Michigan for 80 laps. That's August 11th. And before that, on August 10th, the Dynasty Racing League Grand National Series will be going to Road America for some road course racing. That'll be 25 laps on the Wisconsin circuit. Be sure to tune in to DRL TV next Monday for that. Zach, what are your final thoughts about tonight's event?
It was entertaining. I think Dakota said, unfortunate how many cautions we had, but it was a very entertaining race when we had green flag racing. There was 2 and 3 wide racing back in the pack, and obviously a good finish there with the leaders racing it out in the final laps. So just kudos to the truck guys for putting on a good race.
Absolutely, and I'd like to say once again, congrats to Dakota Wilkins on his victory. Thank you to everybody that makes Dynasty Racing League possible. Thank you to Taylor Butchie Benjamin for doing race control tonight, and thank you, Zach, for joining me up in the booth. It was fun to have you, and hopefully we'll have you again sometime before the end of the year.
Yeah, it's definitely fun broadcasting with you. Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning into DRL TV. Tonight was the Dynasty Racing League Truck Series at Eldora. We'll see you next week. Have a great night, everyone.